car shows. Yeah, that's the
Good afternoon and welcome to Monmouth Show. We've got a display of vintage military vehicles to celebrate 80 years since the D-Day landings. Mike is going to do a decent commentary, not me stuttering.
Hello there, 1944 Ford Jeep.
Yeah, that's Bob in front of us.
I acquired it in 1987.
Yeah, hello.
Alright. I acquired it in 1987. It has been left in the field for 23 years. It's completely rotted into two pieces when I bought it. It took me about 2.5 years to restore it. Got a new body from the States. Took it to Normandy in 2004 and done 1,000 miles with it. All up the landing beaches, Normandy beaches. It's a great vehicle. I love it. It goes well.
Thank you. Yeah.
Jack.
And then we got another Jeep, very much the same as Mike's. A 1942 Ford Jeep, because Jeep was made by General Motors and Ford at the same time. I believe that's correct, isn't it? Something like that, isn't it?
Made by Willis and Ford, and then after the war they were also made by Hotchkiss in France. And this one is actually a Hotchkiss, a French made one. Yes. Yes, same company, yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's the V8 flat top Ford engine, was made by Hotchkiss till the 1970s. Yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Another ubiquitous Jeep. Do you want to talk about your Jeep a bit? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a 1942 Willis Jeep. Obviously the two makers, Ford and Willis. Stop! Stop the minis!
Why are the minis hijacking that?
Yeah, this is a 1942 Willis MB Jeep. So this one's 82 years old. This was a British Army Jeep originally, and then restored in the early 90s. So there's two types of Jeep, World War II Jeep, Ford and a Willis. Willis made 400,000 and Ford made about 250,000.
Next we have a Wolf Land Rover. If the gentleman would like to talk about it, it's a Wolf Land Rover, yes? Do you want to talk about it a little bit? The guy in the ambulance is the one that owns it, right. So the two Wolf Land Rovers, the Solihull military Land Rover, then another Jeep, I believe. Another Jeep, but a later Jeep. 1957. This would be more what we see in the Vietnam War and what have you. Yeah, much later Jeep with an overhead valve engine and a side valve engine. And then back to a wartime Jeep, a 1945. And where did this one see service?
Service to the very end of the war, there's a 1945 Ford GTW, so slightly subtle differences between some of the earlier ones that you see today.
A few modifications in production. Thank you very much. And I believe this is a Dodge Power Wagon. No, not a Dodge Power Wagon. But something. A Dodge Command car. How would this differ to the Power Wagon? This is the posh bit of the army vehicle, as opposed to the Power Wagon was the rank and file. Yeah, for the boys. But a sort of similar running gear, I would imagine. Yeah. Thank you very much. Lovely.
Land Rover with the last of the British Army British Land Rover, quite a bit of and now just the
questions, you'll find all the answers. Thank you very much. And then next of all, we have I believe, an RAF. RAF? Wrecker? Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
It's an AEC militant Mark III medium wheel recovery in service with the British Army from 1970 to 1990. It's a 12 and 3/4 litre straight six engine and weighs roughly 22.5 tonnes. No idea what it'll lift, on the clue. Vehicle recovery, medium wheel recovery, yeah.
It's recovering trucks that are broke down and got stuck and what have you. You could do with this up at the farm. I've got my tractor stuck at the moment. Now we're on to civilian vehicles, but one of a type that would have been used by the military. This is an Austin K2, 3.5 litre straight six-cylinder engine, 70 horsepower, a petrol, straight petrol. So how many inches to the gallon does this do? What about 15 to the gallon? Oh, it's not so bad then. 15 to the gallon. Oh, you've got that on there. 15 to the gallon, 35 to 40 mile an hour, 2-ton payload, and unladen weighs 2 tonnes. It's very nice indeed. Lovely, lovely. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely, thank you. So we've got a Morris Motors vehicle, an 8 series saloon, 1938, so it's pre-war. It's got a 918 side valve 4-cylinder engine, and it was bought by your uncle, is it? Yeah, from your uncle.
I have to say, Arden had it for a while. Test drive, I
Right, the first one of the minis is. Would you like to talk about yours yourself? Would you like to talk about your mini?
And the production of the Metro ended 2.5 years before the last Mini was produced. So the Mini actually outlived the car that was designed to replace it.
That's fantastic. I remember all that, but I didn't realise the time scale. It's interesting that it carried on. Yeah, it shows how good it was, doesn't it? Yeah. 3 million millis. Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? Yeah. It's all original. Oh, it's never been restored. Never been. Oh, that's fantastic. 39. Fantastic. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, very nice indeed. So it's got a Cooper engine and all that in it. Multi-point injection engine, being a later one. Yeah. Is that still based on the A series engine? Yeah, and a multi-point version of the A series engine. 2000 minute, yeah. So they've gone from 50 something right up to 59 to 2000, which is a tremendous production run, isn't it, for one engine? Yeah, shows it was good at the start, doesn't it? Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, lovely. You go on round the ring. Yeah, please. If you go in and line up, please. Yeah. Then the next one is next Mini. Would you like to talk about your Mini? You're a member of the Y Valley Five Valley Vintage Club. Yes.
Hello, my name's Richard. This is a 1984 Mini Bright limited edition with a 998cc engine. It's a very original car. It's the original paint apart from a little bit of touching up, and it's got the original interior. I like to keep my classics original as possible, and many of the Minis that you see these days have been messed about with, as I say, but this one is pretty much as it was.
Yeah, beautifully original. Thank you very much. And then we have a mini estate, which is fantastic. I brought up near Divorden, and a lady used to do the milk round in Divorden with one of these, Mrs. Reith. Would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, it's Clubman 1976, which is 46-year-old. I bought it, I'm the second owner to it, and I bought it as a wreck and done it all up, and then the woman, I paid £50 more for it than what the woman bought it brand new. Alright?
Thank you very much, thank you. Because you see loads of cars, but you don't see many estates, and pickups and vans, they've all gone, haven't they? Seats. 1100 engine with a reclining seat, so it goes quite well then. Yeah. Thank you very much. And then it's all Five Valleys, yeah. So all the minis are with Five Valleys Vintage Club, mini collector. Brilliant. Are you in the James Hopkins Trust? He was a mini. Ah, right. Fantastic. Thank you for coming. Would you like to talk about your mini? Not really. It's a Mary Quant mini. So the interior and what have you is the Mary Quant design. Oh, that's fantastic. And do you know roughly how many Mary Quant minis there were? 2,000 built altogether, 1,000 black and 1,000 white. So it's fantastic. Yeah, designed around the design of Mary Quant. Thank you very much. And now we're on to the Lotus sports car. Hopefully this gentleman has he's got a card there. Or would you like to talk about it? Or yeah.
So it's a 1982 Lotus Esprit S3. There were only about 750 of these made. And this was the predecessor to the car that's behind me, which is the Lotus Turbo. I've had this car for 21 years. It's only done 84,000 miles. The sixth owner of the car, and it's in original condition. It hasn't been restored as it was.
That's fantastic. So original from new. Is this a mid-mounted engine car? A rear-mounted engine, yeah. Fantastic. Very nice. And we've got another Lotus as well, so. Would you like to talk about yours as well? You can see there's a panel there. You can see the engine in the back of this one.
This is a 1988 Esprit, so 6 years later than the yellow one there. It's the first year where they put a new body on it, very similar to the previous body design, but just a bit more curved for the sort of coming 90s styling. And it's got the turbocharger as well, so big one.
Thank you very much, very nice indeed. And now we're on to a 1976 Triumph Dolomite. A Dolomite Sprint. Would you like to talk about it, or yeah, no? Right, so we've got 1976, one owner since 2015. The car was left in a field from September 1986 for 29 years before being restored. A restoration took place. Still jobs to be done, but I think that's the same with any old vehicle, isn't it? And in 2023, the car was used in the making of the film called The Fence, called The Fence, and it was driven by Paul Croft. So it's got a claim to fame in that alone. So this being a Dolomite Sprint, this has got a 2-litre engine, overhead cam, twin carbs, and an overdrive on the top of the gear stick. Yeah. So lovely. Thank you very much. Now we're a very nice Jaguar now, a beautiful Jaguar in fact. Yeah, you can talk about it.
I've owned the car for 28 years now, and the Jaguar XJS was in production from 1975 to 1996, and it makes it the longest production car Jaguar ever produced, with 117,000 produced. It never really got accepted because it followed the E-Type, but it was never made to compete with the E-Type. E-Type was a sports car, this was the Grand Tourer V12. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello there. Sorry about that. We're now on to a TVR, one of the last, I believe one of the last produced. Would you like to talk about it? Yeah, I'll hand the mic to the gentleman here.
Yeah, this is a TVR T350T, one of the last ones out of the factory. So it's a 3.6 litre, 350 horsepower, quite fast, quite frenetic car really, noisy as well. So yeah, it's about 20 years old now, so nothing much has been done to it, pretty much original. It is TVR's own engine in this, yeah. That's what really put them out of business. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The TVR actually produced their own engine for this car, because up until then they'd used the Buick-style Rover engine, and then when that went out of production, they started to produce their own engine, which was a little bit troublesome to start with, but by the end they had it sussed, and it was quite successful. Yeah, thank you very much. A beautiful car. And now we're on to a beautiful vintage car. I'll try it. It's a Rover, a 1936 Rover 10 Saloon, purchased in the year 2000. It's got a 1400cc overhead valve, so very ahead of its time, being overhead valve in 1936. This car was originally supplied by Steele's Garage in Cheltenham, where it stayed with the same family until the late 70s, after which it was stored, the wind is blowing a bit of paper, stored for some time in a garage, and this Rover was featured in the long-running TV series All Creatures Great and Small. So Siegfried or whatever. Yes, which is also on our televisions in the form of the Yorkshire vet, because it's actually the same practice, isn't it? So thank you very much. Well, they were always the vet and the doctor's car, weren't they, the Rover? Very, very nice. Hello, do you want to do it or shall I go? Can you drive on, right? Because apparently I'm running behind by talking too much. This 1962 Austin A35 van was sold new by Hawkins in Swindon, with all the option extras, passenger seat, heater, whatever, and it was restored by its current owner, and I think it's beautiful to see it. A nice little commercial, which you don't often see commercials in vintage rallies. We're now on the tractors. This E27N, I think I've known it nearly as long as the owner's known it, which is Mike Brockenshaw, and he's owned it since 2019, and it was formerly owned by his grandfather and sold in the 70s, sold in the 70s, and to Cornwall, sorry, I say it the wrong way round. Your grandfather bought it in 97 and sold it in 2009, and you bought it back in 2019, and it's got a Perkins engine in it, but not the 6-cylinder Perkins, the 4-cylinder L4, which apparently was more powerful, but didn't have the crisp note. Thank you very much. And it had all the optional extras, 3-point linkage and what have you. Then we've got a 4-wheel drive Zeta. A tractor of this age would have been very, very rare with 4-wheel drive. A Monmouth Show tractor, all its life. It's a 1968, so it's the same age as me, that's why it looks a bit well used. And the owner by Roger, you've owned it since 2015. It's lovely. Thank you very much for bringing it. I don't remember that. Right, yeah. So David Brown 880 Implementic, restored by his present owner, and use it for road runs and a bit of general farm work, don't you? And how long have you owned it for? Pardon? 6 years. You've owned it for 6 years. Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much. And then we're on to a Nuffield 1060, which was the big Nuffield of its range in the day. We had the 465 and the 1060. if you bought, it's a 1967 model, sold originally by Burgess of Hereford, which is a name you don't hear anymore. And then next we're on to a Ford 2000, which is a rare model of the Force 1 series Fords, bought by its present owner in 2008 in very rough condition, and it's been restored by its present owner. For years it was sold by Malters of Salem, and the Ford 2000 was interesting because it only had a 6-speed gearbox, where all the other Force tractors had an 8-speed or the Select-O-Matic transmission. Now we've got the cream of the 94 series, David Brown. Alright, there we are. Yeah, so this is a 1984 1694 owned by Parsons Ridge, Dingerstow, and she spent her working life and still used daily on the farm now. And the 1690 was the largest of the 94 series, being about 110 horsepower 6-cylinder. And now, to end our agricultural machines, is this beautiful Massey Ferguson combine with a petrol engine. So it's got the B series engine, which is the larger version of the one that was actually in the Mini. The A was in the Mini and the B was...
It's got 5 options.
I think the audience has gone to sleep. They've stopped cheering and clapping. Give them a pick. Let's have some noise from the Hooters.
Oh my God, I would like to say I made my house. I found it the hardest thing I have ever had to. I'd rather put a map down. I hated it. I passed on my second. First one I failed, but I gave up. And then I started again when I met Nigel, and I was living in the woods, and I came all the way over to Amsterdam.
So enormous thanks to the drivers and owners of these beautiful vehicles as they leave the ring. It's just fantastic to see them all so well displayed, restored and looked after and loved, and lovely to see them all on the road. While they're leaving the ring, the Interhunt are ready to come in and build up their course for their knockout jumping competition. So it's going to be a few minutes pause of activity in this ring while they get the courses built.